And welcome into To Your Health. And I'm going to talk about something today. You might say, well, what does that have to do with health? And the subject is called gambling, but more specifically, if a person has a problem with gambling or they're a compulsive gambler. March is National Problem Gambling Awareness Month. And today we have with us the Resource Development Director, Roger Olsen, for the Alabama Council on Compulsive Gambling. And probably for a lot of our viewers, Roger, they don't know that organization exists in the state.
No, you're absolutely right, Jack. And of course, we've been serving the state since 2012. And Governor Ivey just signed a proclamation for Problem Gambling Awareness Month. But we're here to serve those people in the community that when it comes to problem gambling, they don't know when to say when.
Mm-hmm. And basically, it is a mental health situation, is it not?
It is. It is. The American Psychiatric Association several years ago labeled problem gambling as a behavioral addiction. And so by doing that, it literally opened the floodgates for people to now get help simply because when you say addiction, you go along with all those attributes that say you can't stop on your own, you need treatment, and you need help, and that's what we're here for in the state.
Mm-hmm. That is nice to know that there is a resource, and actually I'm interested, let's say I have somebody who is. Mm-hmm. What do they need to do to get help from you?
Well, the simplest way is to call 211.
Statewide.
Statewide, yes, thank you. Mm-hmm. Several years ago, the Alabama Council partnered with the United Way's 211 program, and that allowed us then for us to list many of the therapists that we have trained that are Alabama certified gambling counselors, also all of the support systems, Gamblers Anonymous meetings, Celebrate Recovery, mental health facilities sometimes that can help in some of the more rural areas. Mm-hmm. Okay, all that information is there. So all you have to do is call 211 and tell the person on the other line, I have a gambling problem, or I know of someone that has a gambling problem. What help is available for me? And depending on the geographical area, they'll be able to get that information to them.
Mm-hmm. I have an interesting question.
Go ahead.
You know how all the casinos are very good about 1-800-GAMBLER. Anyway, they support help for gambling addicts, and basically it is a gambling addict. That's what you are.
That's right.
So tell me, I'm curious about, because we have so many things that we talk about in relationship to casinos. Mm-hmm. In what ways do the casinos help with this?
Well, if it wasn't for the Porch Band of Creek Indians, our doors wouldn't even be open, Virginia. They're the ones that actually gave us the support funding for us to start. Because you see, 95% of the people that gamble can do it responsibly. They can set boundaries, they can set limits, but there's that 5% that step over the line. And those are the people that the Porch Band of Creek Indians want to make sure that help is available. And so they are very interested in helping those that don't know when to say when it comes to problem gambling.
Now, is there a way to keep people like that out of casinos?
You can self-ban yourself. You can go to any of the 3 Indian casinos here in Alabama and you can tell them, I want to voluntarily ban myself because I have a problem. And what will happen is you'll fill out some paperwork and then you'll be informed that if you go back into any of the 3 casinos, you can be arrested for trespassing, and if you should win a jackpot, if you're able to sneak past the security guard, you won't be paid that jackpot. And so it's a way of harm reduction, and it's a way of, and it's a first step. What we tell folks is this is a holistic program, and so don't just self-ban yourself, but also get some counseling, go to some support groups, have a good support system, and if you do all those things, then someone like myself, for instance, that's been clean and sober now 23 years, it's because I did all those things, and it helped tremendously.
How do you know when you actually are addicted to gambling?
Well, number one, you don't know when to say when. Number two, you continue to gamble despite the negative consequences that the gambling is leaving in its wake. You are gambling money that you can't afford to lose. You are lying to friends and family members about your gambling activity. When you try to stop gambling, you just find yourself going back, and that's called withdrawal, okay? You find it necessary to gamble with more and more money. That's tolerance, okay? So gambling addiction, Jack, is like
Right.
alcohol addiction.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Except with alcohol and drugs, you kind of finally pass out.
Right.
With gambling, you don't pass out, you run out.
You
And
run
that's-
out.
And that's usually you've run out of
Yep.
the fuel for making the gambling happen.
Exactly.
And that'll be great.
There's no saturation
Yeah,
point.
let our viewers know that we're going to show you a book. It's coming up on the screen now. It's a book that Roger wrote. It's absolutely free. You can call me at 277-5000 and just say, would you send us a copy of the book that Roger Olsen wrote about problem gambling and about his journey when he was in, going through everything
Yep.
that you went through along with you, not only you, but with your family.
My entire
And we're going to get
family.
you to come back again next week because we
I'd
want to
love
talk
to.
about the different people that this does affect. And remember this, 211 is the number. If you feel that you have a problem or someone has a problem, call and get all the information you can, but more importantly, act on it. We'll be right back right after this.